1992. The richest man in America drives a dusty Ford pickup truck. He flies coach. He shares hotel rooms. He wears a cheap baseball cap with the Walmart logo stitched across the front. This isn't a tech visionary in a black turtleneck. It isn't a Wall Street raider in a tailored suit. It's a retailer from Arkansas, and he just built one of the most powerful economic machines in history. Sam Walton didn't invent discount retail. He industrialized it. Sam Walton grew up during the Great Depression on a Missouri farm. When money is scarce, you learn two things early. Work beats talent. Margins matter. He wasn't a dreamer in the romantic sense. He wasn't trying to change the world. He wanted to win at retail. And retail to him wasn't glamour. It was arithmetic. After college and a stint in the military, he opened a Ben Franklin franchise store, a modest 5 and dime. He didn't treat it like a quaint local shop. He treated it like a laboratory. He measured everything. He studied which shelves moved faster. He tracked foot traffic. He obsessed over pricing. And most importantly, he visited competitors constantly. He walked through their stores with a notebook. If they had a better display, he copied it. If they had a smarter promotion, he copied it. If they stocked something he didn't, he tested it. Sam Walton wasn't ashamed to copy. He was ashamed to be inefficient. That distinction matters. We like to worship innovation. We mythologize originality. But Walton believed something quieter and more dangerous. Improvement beats invention. If someone else had already proven an idea worked, why waste time reinventing it? Just execute it better. In the 1960s, big retailers chased cities. Urban centers meant volume. Density meant sales. Walton saw something different. Small towns, places under 10,000 people. Towns national chains ignored because they seemed too small to matter. He opened Walmart stores in rural Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri. Critics thought it was foolish, too isolated, too low traffic, too limited. But Walton understood something geometric. If you cluster stores close enough together, even in rural areas, you can serve them from a single distribution center. If every store is within a day's drive, trucks can move continuously. Inventory can flow instead of sit. The big players saw population size. Walton saw distance. That was the beginning of the machine. Most people think Walmart won because of low prices. That's not wrong, but it's incomplete. Low prices were the result. The strategy was logistics. Walton invested aggressively in distribution centers. He placed them with military precision. He built them to serve tight geographic clusters. This allowed trucks to run fixed routes, reducing costs dramatically. Then came cross-docking. Instead of unloading goods into a warehouse to sit for days or weeks, products moved directly from inbound trucks to outbound trucks. Minimal storage, minimal delay, maximum flow. Inventory wasn't a pile of goods, it was motion. In the 1980s, Walmart invested in satellite technology to track sales and inventory in real time. While many competitors still relied on manual reports and delayed data, Walmart could see what was selling, where, and when. Data before data was fashionable. Flow before lean became a buzzword. While competitors debated merchandising strategies and advertising campaigns, Walton focused on physics. Reduce friction, reduce delay, reduce cost. The humble merchant from Arkansas was quietly building an algorithm out of warehouses and highways. And here's the uncomfortable part. Sam Walton didn't consider himself a genius. He didn't posture like a visionary. He didn't claim to invent a new economic theory. he borrowed. From Kmart, from Saul Price's Price Club, from local merchants, from anyone who did something better. He once said that most of what he knew, he learned from competitors. But borrowing wasn't the power. Systemizing was. Anyone can copy a display. Very few can build an organization that copies, improves, and scales faster than anyone else. Walton institutionalized humility. He held Saturday morning meetings. He visited stores unannounced. He talked to employees on the floor. He demanded constant improvement. This wasn't charisma. It was culture engineering. He built a company where ego was less important than execution. And execution, repeated at scale, becomes dominance. By the late 1980s, Walmart was unstoppable. It expanded beyond rural towns into suburbs and cities. It outpaced Kmart. It outmaneuvered regional chains. Its supply chain became a competitive moat that few could cross. Everyday low prices wasn't a slogan. It was a mathematical consequence. When you reduce costs structurally, you can underprice competitors sustainably, not temporarily, permanently. And that changed everything. For millions of lower-income families, Walmart meant access. Cheaper groceries, cheaper clothing, cheaper essentials. Savings compound. But so does scale. Small-town retailers struggled to compete. Suppliers felt pressure to cut margins to meet Walmart's demands. Entire local ecosystems reorganized around one giant buyer. This is where the story stops being simple. Walton believed in efficiency. He believed saving customers money was a moral good. But efficiency at massive scale reshapes communities. When scale becomes the highest virtue, everything else adjusts to it. Was that inevitable or chosen? The system doesn't ask permission. It optimizes. In 1992, Sam Walton was named the richest man in America. He was battling cancer. When he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from George H.W. Bush, he didn't speak like a titan of industry. He spoke like a merchant grateful for his team. Shortly after, he died. But here's the remarkable thing. Walmart did not collapse. It did not falter. It did not lose direction. Because Sam Walton's real achievement wasn't building stores. It was building a system that didn't depend on him. The pickup truck disappeared. The supply chain remained. Today, Walmart generates revenue larger than the GDP of many countries. Its logistical network spans continents. Its bargaining power influences global manufacturing. The smiling retailer from Arkansas built infrastructure that reshaped global commerce. Quietly, without theatrics, without myth. We tend to assume that history is shaped by loud personalities, but sometimes it's shaped by disciplined operators. Sam Walton didn't try to look like a genius. He tried to remove friction. He didn't chase prestige markets. He chased overlooked ones. He didn't worship originality. He worshipped improvement. And in doing so, he revealed something efficient. And efficiency, when scaled, becomes power. The humble billionaire and the ruthless machine were not opposites. They were cause and effect. Sam Walton was polite. The system he built was unstoppable. Both are true. And if you think this story is just about retail, you're missing the bigger pattern. Every era has its Walmart, a company that looks simple on the surface, but quietly rewires how the world operates. Next week, we'll examine another founder who believed scale could fix everything and discover what happens when growth becomes the mission itself. Because sometimes the machine works, and sometimes it breaks. Now I want to hear from you. Which founder, company, or rise and fall story should we cover next? Drop your ideas in the comments, and it might just become the next episode of The Founder Files.